Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwebe. Would like to remind you that Global Television is on DSTV, channel 365. Authorities of the Nigerian Immigration Services have placed sponsors of nationwide End Bad Governance protest on its watch list. Controller General of Service Kemi Namdap, who disclosed these at Defense Headquarters in Abuja, said these individuals who are in the diaspora would be arrested immediately after a strategic meeting convened of Defense Staff. General Christopher Musa, the immigration boss, said this in response to the protest border areas, both land and airports, to ensure effective monitoring, entry and exit points. Some End Bad Governance in Nigeria protesters have reportedly stormed the residence of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, to demonstrate against the hike in the cost of living in the country. The protesters, seen in large numbers in a viral video today, were chanting and carrying placards with various inscriptions. The house, however, was said to be guarded by heavy security personnel wielding rifles, which may have prevented the demonstrators from gaining access into the former governor's residence. The nationwide protest in the Federal Capital Territory has been suspended with gradual resurfacing of commercial activities. Edikon Michael, who monitored the development, reports that the suspension follows President Tinubu's Sunday's broadcast to the nation on the protest.
There are 6 of the planned on-guard protests. Residents of the Federal Capital Territory are back to their offices, while some government offices are closed. Private businesses are open. Commercial vehicles, private vehicles are on the streets with heavy security presence patrolling around to monitor at the city center compliances of what the president had appealed on the Sunday broadcast.
To me, he quickly responds to the masses. And that is why you see like a place like Abuja is calm. Because I believe the people in Abuja understood more better than those in states. Because if you check what is still happening in Kaduna presently, you should know that the level of people staying around that side and Abuja is quite different.
Likewise myself, I am not in support of this protest, but our leaders should do the needful to benefit the citizen, because we are suffering. When you go to other fuel gas stations, you see crowd of queen as in queue all over the places. It's not meant to be so.
The country now don't sour to some point where we say, maybe Ahmed Tinubu may do the needful. Not be that money that they give anti-protester, may share for people, may they take do 1 or 2. May they say, okay, all those anti-protesters will share for money, and then see come out the protest.
Despite the appeal by the president for the protesters to shelve the tenders protest, the many residents on their reactions are still considering the hunger and the hardship in the country led by this administration. However, the president in his broadcast had reassured Nigerians that he's on top of the game, and not later than sooner, the economic hardship in the country will be a thing of the past. That though fuel subsidy is hard on them, but it was necessary for its removal. Edikon Michael, Global TV News.
Thank you, Edikon Michael. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has admitted that there is a serious disconnect and mistrust between citizens and the government at all levels in the country. The governor made this declaration while fielding questions from journalists shortly after an expanded Emergency Security Council meeting held at the Council Chambers, Governor's office in Bauchi. Governor Bala Mohammed noted that there has been growing hunger and hardship in the land over the past few months and advised the federal government to amend its policies as a step toward addressing the ongoing nationwide protests. Caleb Mufwang of Plateau State has raised concerns to disrupt peace in the state. The governor claims that individuals seeking to incite violence have brought in outsiders from neighboring states to cause chaos in Jos, the state capital, during the recent End Bad Governance protests. In a broadcast addressing the current situation, the governor praised the youth for their peaceful conduct during the protests, noting that their behavior has earned admiration from across Nigeria and internationally, showcasing the return of peace to the plateau. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has expressed concern over the ongoing protests in the country, lamenting reports of violence, fatalities, and property destruction. It therefore urged protesters to heed the call for those who have been with the Nigerian government and its people over the ECOWAS emphasized the right of citizens to peaceful protests as enshrined in the 2001 ECOWAS Supplementary Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance, as well as Nigeria's 1999 Constitution as amended. Full government activities are resumed in Lagos State following days of hunger protests across Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu had urged protesters to cease demonstrations and engage in dialogue in a broadcast. In response, Governor Sanwo-Olu praised Lagos protesters for ending their actions in line with the president's appeal. Commissioner for Information and Strategy in the state, Gbenga Omotosho, confirmed that the state is currently peaceful and that government's operations have fully resumed. The Northern Elders Forum has expressed disappointment and concern over President Bola Tinubu's national address. The forum, led by Professor Ango Abdullahi, criticized the president's failure to address the severe security situation in the Northwest and other northern regions. Following the ongoing End Bad Governance protest across some states of the country, with the Northwest states of Kaduna, Katsina, and Kano mostly hit, the Northern Elders Forum said it was worried that the president did not speak on issues of banditry, kidnapping, rape, and other criminal activities devastating the areas. Katsina State Acting Governor Farouk Lawal has approved the review of the 24-hour restriction of movement order imposed on Dutsima local government of the state and other 33 local government areas under the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew. Lawal granted the review to the Dutsima curfew after receiving a report of an improved security situation in the area. He directed the ban on unusual gatherings and all types of protests to remain imposed throughout the state. He, however, appreciated the civil manner in which the security agencies handled the hoodlums who hijacked the peaceful protests to commit criminal activities. The Nigerian Christian Youth Professional has commended President Tinubu's administration for what it calls the substantial revenue savings achieved since the removal of the fuel subsidy. The group says the redirection of the funds to enhancing the living conditions of Nigerians, particularly the less privileged, is a testament to the president's genuine intention to end the misappropriation of trillions of naira by selects a few under the guise of paying oil subsidies. The group's chairman, Isaac Abrak, however, noted that the recent national protest tagged the End Bad Governance has highlighted that despite these efforts, states and local governments have not yet efficiently utilized these funds to improve the lives of citizens. Rivers State Police Command says the ongoing End Bad Governance protest is assuming a frightening dimension with unlawful acts such as extortion, destruction of vehicles, and harassment of business owners. The spokesperson for the command, Grace Iringe Koko, disclosed this in a statement titled "Protest Taking Another Shape," issued in Port Harcourt, the state capital. The police said the lack of clear leadership among the protesters is gradually leading to a breakdown of law and order, and vowed to arrest and prosecute anyone infringing on the rights of others. The forthcoming local government elections in Ogun State have been scheduled for Saturday, November 16, 2024. Chairman of Ogun State's Independent Electoral Commission, Babatunde Oshibodu, disclosed this in Abeokuta, the state capital. Oshibodu said August 8, 2024 has been scheduled for the release of guidelines for the conduct of the exercise and stakeholders meeting with campaigns by the political parties beginning on Friday, August the 9th. You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, Nigeria's Brume Usoro Uchenogho qualified for long jump final at the Paris Olympics. Do stay with us for details of this and other stories after this short break. Thank you for staying with us and watching the live broadcast of News Cycle with Uyi Agumofwebe coming to you from the Global Television. Now let's talk some business. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, has harped on the need for Nigeria to develop and leverage the ongoing recapitalization of banks as well as other efforts to diversify the economy from oil in its quest to achieve its $1 trillion economic target. Dr. Agama, who stated this at a forum on steps towards ongoing bank recapitalization in Abuja, said the nation needs to invest in infrastructure, human capital, and innovation, enhance the business environment and reduce regulatory hurdles, as well as promote financial inclusion and access to credit for small and medium-scale enterprises and individuals. We'll take a quick break on the news now. We're back shortly with the rest of the bulletin. Thank you for staying with us. Still talking business, oil marketers have explained that the reappearance of queues at filling stations in many states is on account of the halt in the supply of petroleum products by dealers in the bid to avert losing their assets due to ongoing nationwide hunger protests. Many states in Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory Abuja, have witnessed varying degrees of queues. About 2 weeks ago, which the Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, says is as a result of a hitch in the discharge operations of a couple of vessels. Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris in the U.S. has selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her running mate for the November 5, 2024 presidential election. Walz, the 60-year-old U.S. Army National Guard veteran and former teacher, was elected to a Republican-leaning district in the U.S. House of Representatives in 2006 and served 12 years before being elected governor of Minnesota in 2018. Harris and Walz will face Trump and his running mate, J.D. Vance, also a military veteran from the Midwest, in the November 5 election. On the foreign scene, the United States military has withdrawn from a final base in jihadist-hit Niger Republic more than a year after coup leaders in the African country demanded its troops leave. After nearly 800 soldiers pulled out of the base in the capital, Niamey, in early July, around 200 had remained at the large Agadez base in northern Niger. The Pentagon said in a joint statement with Nigeria's Defense Ministry that the withdrawal of U.S. forces and assets from the Airbase 201 Agadez is complete. Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh told reporters that around less than 2 dozen folks were still on the ground in the country. Thousands of protesters in Bangladesh have looted and vandalized the official residence of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in Dhaka. This followed Hasina's resignation as Prime Minister after weeks of deadly protests since the birth of the South Asian nation more than 5 decades ago. Hasina, 76, reportedly headed for Tripura, the capital of Agartala in India, after she resigned, with her sister taking a military helicopter to India's interstate of West Bengal. The trio, now talking sports, the trio of S.A. Brume, Ruth Usoro, and Pristina Ochenogo have secured their places in the women's long jump final at the Paris 2024 Olympics. This is the first time 3 Nigerian women have reached the event's final in Olympic history. The trio will vie for podium finishes alongside 12 other finalists on Thursday, setting the stage for what promises to be a thrilling competition. Of course, thrilling it will be, and we all look forward to that. And that's all we have for you on News Cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on Global Television. We're on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using the Global TV NG and other handles as you now see on your screen. I am Uyi Agumofwewe, thanking you very specially for watching. Coming up at the top of the hour is Big Talk with Edikon Michael.